Hello grade 10 students. Today I am going to do Year-End Evaluation 2019 Department of Education North Central Province paper. So this is paper 2 and you get 3 hours. And spaces are not provided in this paper, so you have to ask for line papers and graph paper to draw the graph. So you get 2 parts, part A and part B. Part A, you get 6 questions, but you have to do only 5. Same as in part B, 6 questions, but you have to do only 5 questions. So in the first page, you get question 1, 2. Next page, 3, 4, 5. Then you get 6. Then part B. Question number 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So let's do this paper now. Let's take question number 1 in paper 2. Monthly salary of Mr. Dayasiri is 75,000. He separates 2% of his salary in each month to pay rates. So this is about rates. And then you have to find out the profit, selling price. And we'll see how you do that. Monthly salary of Mr. Dayasiri is 75,000 rupees. He separates 2% of his salary in each month to pay rates. The amount which was saved during the year is used to pay rates. Find the amount he saved for a month. That means 2% of 75,000. So 2 over 100 into 75,000 rupees. 2 zeros get cancelled out. 2 times 750. That's 1,500 rupees. That's for a month. Find the annual rates of the house. So this is monthly rates. So what is the annual rate? You have to multiply by 12 because there are 12 months in a year. So annual rates 1,500 multiplied by 12. You get 0, 0. 12 times 5, 60. 12 times 1, 12 plus 6, 18. 18,000 rupees. So let's see how many marks we can give. 2 marks for this and 18,000. 1 mark. Part 3. If the annual assessed value of the house is 180,000 rupees, find the annual rates percentage. So percentage rates is equal to, so you are paying 18,000 per year as rates for 180,000 rupees assessed value. To find out the percentage, you multiply by 100%. So 3 zeros get cancelled out, 1 zero get cancelled out with this, 18 and 18. So 1 times 10, 10%. So how many marks for that one? You are getting 2 marks. Part B. When a stock of electrical equipment is imported, 60% of its value has to be paid as custom duty. So 60% value is custom duty. And then 16,800 had to be paid for rates of an electrical equipment. When selling this stock, 15% profit will be expected. Find the amount of equipment before paying the custom duty. So 60% value we have to find. So 60% value is 16,800. So what is the custom duty value? Custom duty is equal to 16,800 multiplied by 100 over 60 because it's 60% value. 6 times 2, 12, 48, 6 times 8. So 280 into 100, 28,000 rupees. So that's the custom duty value. What is the value of the equipment with the duty? So 16. So total value, we can write 16,800 plus custom duty value 28,000 rupees. So the total value is 44,000 rupees. So let's see how many marks. You get 2 marks for finding the custom duty value and the total 44,800 because 16,800 is there. So you have to add 800. So that's a mistake. We didn't take the proper value. So here 44,800 rupees is the final answer. So for that you are getting just 1 mark because you are just adding the value. Then let's take the next one. Find the selling price of the equipment. Now selling price is with the profit 15%. So 44,800 is the total value, and if it's 100 you have to sell it for 115 with the 15% profit. So 115 over 100. So 2 zeros get cancelled out. You have to multiply 448 multiplied by 115. 100, 10, 5. 844, 844 again. 5 times 8, 40. 5 times 4, 20 plus 4, 24. 5 times 4, 20 plus 2, 22. 9 plus 4, 13 plus 2, 15 and 1 remaining. So 8, 10, 11, 1 remaining, 5. So the value is 51,520 rupees. So you get this value. So we'll see how many marks for that. So you are getting 2 marks for that. So we gave 10 marks for the whole question. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 marks for that question. Then we'll take the next one. It's an easy question. Algebraic fractions. And here just solving equation and quadratic expression is there. You have to solve and use the logarithmic table to find out this answer. So let's do that. Solve. So how you solve this equation? You can cross multiply first. So you multiply like this. We call cross multiplication. 3 multiply with x plus 1 and 2x with 1. Then you expand brackets. 3x plus 3 is equal to 2x. Then take all x terms to one side. 3x minus 2x equals 3. When you take it to the other side, that's minus 3. So x becomes minus 3. So how many marks? You are getting 2 marks for that. Solve the quadratic equation. X squared minus 5x minus 14 equals 0. So when you multiply these two, you get minus 14x squared. What are the factors when you take the difference? Because minus 14 is there. When you take the difference, you need to get the middle term minus 5. What are the factors? 7 and 2. But which one is negative? The bigger one, because minus 5 is there. To get minus 5x, you have to take minus 7x and plus 2x. Now split the middle term to minus 7x and plus 2x and factorize. Take 2 at a time and take common terms out. X minus 7, then you take 2 out, x minus 7. Then x minus 7 is there, x plus 2. 2 factors is equal to 0. That means one factor should be equal to 0. Either x minus 7 is 0 or x plus 2 equals 0. So what's the x value? Take minus 7 to the other side. That's 7. When you take 2 to the other side, that becomes minus 2. How many marks? 3 marks for that. Let's take the third part. Find the value using logarithmic table. So you have to use the log table. So how you find out the values? Now we can take this one as r. You can take r as this one or x. 278 multiplied by 6.95 over 78.56. Now take log both sides. Log of r equals log of 278 plus log of 6.95. Why? Multiplication becomes addition. Now what about this one? We have to subtract log of 78.56. Now when you are referring the table, we know first you have to write in standard notation, scientific notation. So 1, 2. So you get 2 point something. And then for this one, 6.95 means 0 point something. In standard notation, look at the power. And here, this is 1 point something. Now we have to refer the table. So we'll take it. So you have to refer 27, 8. 27, 8. 27, 8. 4440. 4440. 69, 5. 69, 5. That's the second table. 69, 5. 8420. And then 78, 5, 6. 78, 5 and 6. You have to add 3 to that, 78, 5. So 3, when you add 49 and 3, 89, 52. Now what you do? First we'll add it and then subtract the value. First we'll add this 6, 8 and 3. Now subtract 1.8952. 8, 6, 9, then 9, 3, 12 and here 2 and 1. So 1.3908 is R. Now this is log R. How do we find out R? How do we find R? Take antilog. Antilog of 1.3908. So refer the table where you get 3908. 3908. 09 is there. So that means 8 is there. So here 8 and 8, 16 we need. So that's 9. 24, 5, 9. and this is 1 point something, so that means move the decimal place here. So what's the final answer for the value? 24.59. So let's give marks. So the whole thing, you are getting 5 marks. How you get 5 marks? First you have to take logarithm. So for that you are getting 1 mark. And then proper values, 2.440, 8420 and 895. So those 3 values, 3, 4, and then for anti-log value everything 1 mark. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Earlier we gave 3 and 2, that's 5. This 5, 10 marks altogether. Question number 3 is a quadratic graph. You have to draw the graph and answer the given questions. A table containing the value y value corresponding to several x values of the function y equals 2x squared minus 9 is given below. Find the value of y when x equals 0. So just substitute the value. 2x squared minus 9 when x equals 0. What happens? This becomes 0. You get minus 9. This is minus 9. Using the scale of 10 small divisions as 1 unit along x-axis and 10 small divisions as 2 units along y-axis. Now the y scale is different to x-axis. Draw the graph of the above function on a graph paper. So let's take starting with minus 3, minus 2, minus 1, 0. So first you can mark the y-axis. Then see what's the maximum y value? 9. And 10 squares means 2 units. So we can start with 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0, minus 2, minus 4, minus 6 and minus 8 because no, we need one more, minus 10 also, up to minus 9. Now we can draw the x-axis. X-axis is just 10 squares, 1 unit. 1, 2, 3. This side, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. So what's the scale here? This way 0.1, 10 squares 1 unit, but this way 5 squares 1 unit, 0.2. 1 over 5, that means 0.2. Now you can mark the points. Minus 3, 9. Minus 2, minus 1. Minus 1, minus 7. 0, minus 9. 1, minus 7. 2, minus 1. 3, 9. Now we have all points. Now smoothly connect. Only to connect the edges, the corner points, I am using the ruler only for that. Now I can smoothly connect the other part. We'll connect this part up to here and here up to this point. So this is the quadratic graph. So how many marks for that? You are getting always 3 marks. 1 mark for the scale, 1 mark for marking the points, and 1 mark smoothly connecting the curve, and 1 mark for this. So let's use the graph to answer these questions. Using this graph, find the root of the equation 2x squared minus 9 equals 0. But this is the graph we drew. So this is y. So that means y equals 0. where you get y equals 0, that means x-axis on the x-axis. So when you draw the line where it cuts the curve, minus 2.1 and plus 2.1. So you can write, by referring to the graph, x can be plus 2.1 or x can be minus 2.1. So those are the solutions. So how many marks for that one? You are getting 2 marks. So let's do the next one. Part 2, write down the interval of values of x for which the function is increasing negatively. Increasing is this way, but increasing negatively means the y values are negative. So that means here to here. So what are the x values? If it's here, that's 0. So this is 0 and here 2.1. So x lies in between 0 and 2.1. It's not equal, this is in between. It's increasing only in between. Write the equation of the graph which is obtained when the above graph is moved upwards by 2 units along y-axis. This whole thing moved upwards by 2 units. So that means you take the y equation, 2x squared minus 9 is the original equation. You add 2 to that, moving up by 2 units. So what's the new equation? Minus 9 plus 2 minus 7. So you are getting marks for that. 2 marks here and 2 marks for this one as well. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 marks for the graph question. Let's do question number 4. A group of 57 grade 10 students divided into 5 groups for group activity, such that group A, B have the same number of students. Same number, we'll say x and x. And group C, D, E have same number of students. So we'll take another number, y. And it says when 2 students of group D went to the group B. So 2 students gone means you have to subtract 2. And then to group B, so that means adding 2 to group B number. The number of students in group B and D are equal. So these 2 numbers are equal. Find the number of students in group A and C separately. So this is about constructing equations. So altogether 57 students are there. So how can we write down the 2 equations? First one is the total is 57. X plus y plus y plus y is 57. That means 2x plus 3y is 57. That's first equation. What's the second equation? These 2 are equal. X plus 2 is equal to y minus 2. Now take y to this side. That means minus y. 2 will take it to the other side. Minus 2 minus 2 minus 4. That's your second equation. Simultaneous equations. How you solve? You have to make sure that the coefficients are equal. So we can either multiply by 2 to get the coefficient of x equal or multiply by 3. So we'll multiply by 2. Second equation. Second equation multiply by 2. So 2x minus 2y equals minus 8. That's third one. Now we can subtract 1 and 3. We can subtract 1 minus 3. 2x and 2x get cancelled out. 3y minus 2y. And here 57 minus 8. So that becomes plus. So 3 plus 2, 5y equals, this is also plus 65. So what is y? 65 divided by 5, 13 is y. Then substitute to one of the equations and find out the x value. So we'll take the second equation. X minus 13 is equal to minus 4. So I took the second equation. Y is 13 now. So what's x? 13 minus 4. You get 9. So that means in each group, x is 9, y is 13. So you can write A, B, C, D, E. X is 9. Y is 13. So just check, when you take 2 from here, you get 11. 9 plus 2, 11. So that's correct. And the total is 57. So what is the question now? Find the number of students in group A and C separately. So group A, that's 9 students. Group C, that's 13 students. So let's give marks. So we'll give, so altogether 10 marks. How we can give? So we can give 2 marks for one equation and 2 marks for the other equation. So now 4 marks there. Then finding y value, we can give 3 marks. And finding x value, we can give 2 marks. And then for writing down this, 1 mark. So altogether 4, 7, 3, 10 marks for that question. Let's take question number 5. That's about statistics question. Find the model class. So these all are boundaries given. So what's the model class? One which has the highest frequency. That's 162, 180. Because 7 is the highest number. So only you get 1 mark for model class. So we'll check. Yeah. Now we can do the next part. Find the mean quantity of flowers that were sold in a day using the mid value of model class as the assumed mean. So we have to find out the mid values first and then assume mean is the value in the model class, or otherwise to the nearest whole number. So you have to find out the mean to the nearest whole number. So this is number of flowers, 100 to 120, 120 to 140, 140 to 160, 160 to 180, to 200, 200 to 220, 220 to 240. So this is the total. Now we'll calculate the mid values. So how we find out the mid values? We'll take x, add and divide by 2. 100 plus 120, 220 divide by 2, 110. So that means adding 10 to the lower boundary. So this becomes 130, 140 plus 10, 150, 170, 190, 210 and 230. Now we have to calculate the deviation, but before that we'll write down the frequencies. 2, 4, 6, 7, 3, 5, 3. So what's the total given? Total given there? 30 days. That means you can straight away take this is 30. So it says take the mid value of the model class as the assumed mean. So that's 100 70. So A is 170. Now we'll calculate the deviation. So this becomes 0. So the difference is 20. Minus 20, minus 40, minus 60. So this is 20, 40, 60 this way. Now calculate F and D. 2 times minus 60 minus 120. 4 times minus 40 minus 160. 6 times minus 20 minus 120 here. 0. So 60, 200, 180. Now add the positive values separately. 440. Negative values separately. 400. So when you subtract, you get 40. 40 is the total of FD. So how you calculate the mean value? Mean value is assumed mean plus sigma FD over sigma F. So what's assumed mean? 170 plus 40 over 30. So 2 zeros. 0, 0 get cancelled out. 170 plus 4 over 3 is 1.33 something. But we don't need that because they are asking to round it to the nearest whole number. So 171 is the mean number here. So what's the mean number? This is about number of flowers sold per day. Number of flowers sold per day. That's 171. So 5 marks for that. So how you get 5 marks? 1 value for calculating the mid values, 1 value for D and 1 value for FD. And the total 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4. And final calculation 1 mark. 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 marks. Part 3. While he bought a flower from 10 rupees and sold it for 15 rupees, he has to pay 5,000 rent for the shop. Show that the profit gained by him by selling flower exceeds 20,000. So this is for a month. So what's the profit per flower? Profit per flower. 15 rupees and 10 rupees. So that's 5 rupee profit from a flower. Then how many flowers sold per day? 171. So what's the total gain? 5 rupees for 1 flower. 171 for a day. And then for 30 days, you multiply by 30. So that's the total profit he is getting for a month. So 15 into 171. 171 into 15, 10 and 5. 5, 35, 8. 2565. And here we forgot about this 0, so you put 0 there. So 25650. So what's the total profit per month? 25,650. Now we have to find out the total gain. This is not gain, this is the amount he earned, but he has to pay the rent 5,000. So we'll write here not the gain. we'll write total income. We'll write total income here, and we have to subtract the rent. So therefore, total gain is 25,650 minus 5,000 rupees. You get 20,650. So the total gain is 20,650 is more than 20,000 because it says show that it's exceeding 20,000 rupees. So here it's more than 20,000. So therefore exceeds 20,000 rupees. So how many marks for this one? You are getting 4 marks. 4 marks. So let's see. We'll give 1 mark for this and 1 mark for calculating the total income and subtract 5,000, 1 mark, and the final comparison 1 mark. So 4 marks there. So we gave before 5 and 1. So 10 marks altogether. Question number 6. This is about scale diagrams and you have to find out lengths. Difference between heights of 2 posts. So we'll see. The vertical post A and B are on the ground level by keeping 200 meters distance. So we can first draw the sketch. So A, B and the vertical posts are there. We don't know which one is higher than the other. It says 200 meters distance. Then AC equals 1/4 AB from the point A and in between AB. So AC is there. So what is AC? 1/4 of 200. 50 meters away from here. 50 and this should be 150 meters. And it says observes top of the post A, they say this is the top of the post with an angle of elevation of 50. This is the C point. From C, this is 50. And top of the post B with an angle of elevation 30. So that means smaller than that. The height should be smaller. Okay, so that's okay. So this is like this and this is given 30 degrees. Find the difference between heights of 2 posts using scale diagram. And considering the above, all the positions are on the same vertical plane. What's the scale? 1 centimeter to 20 meters. So that means you need 50 meters. So what is 50 meters means? 50 divided by 20, 2.5 centimeters you have to take. Then what about 150? 150 meters means 150 divided by 20, you get 7.5 centimeter length. Let's do the diagram. So what's the first step we can do? We can draw a line there and we need 200 also. What's 200? That means addition of these two, that's 10. So take the ruler. You can measure. This is scale diagrams. You don't need the compass there. With the ruler, and you can measure angles with the protractor. So we can mark here and 10. So the total distance is 10. That's AB, and we can mark the other one as well, C. That's 2.5 here. And then you can take the Z square and draw the vertical lines. So we can keep on top of this, and we can draw these vertical lines. So the heights are not given, we don't know, and we can draw the other one as well. Keep it here, and you can draw the other one as well. We don't know the height, but we know the angle. So what we can do, we can take the protractor, and from here we can measure 50 degrees and 30 degrees. So to this side 50 and to this side 30. 30 from this way, 10, 20, 30. So this is 10, 20, 30. You can mark that point, and from this way, that's 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now we have all these, and now you can connect. Take the ruler and you can connect this value with this one, and this point and this point. A, B, C, 2.5 centimeter. This is 50 degrees. This is 30. And this is 7.5 centimeters. So those are the measurements we took. Now we can measure the heights. So we can take the ruler and measure from here to here. Here, 3 centimeters is one height, and the other one is 4.2, 4.2 and 3. So we can write A post 3 centimeters. B post height is 4.2 centimeters. So what is the difference? So we'll find out the difference between the scale diagram and then convert it to the actual value. So the difference is 4.2 minus 3, you get 1.2 centimeters. But the actual height difference, is equal to, we need to multiply by 20, 1.2 into 20. That's in meters. So 2 times 2, 4, 2 times 1, 2. 24 meters is the actual height difference. So that's the full question. How many marks? You are getting 7 marks for these diagrams, the whole thing. And you are getting 1 mark for converting to the scale length. And 2 marks for the final answer. taking the actual difference, and this one 7 marks. So 7 marks, 1 mark for the sketch, 1 mark for finding these values, AC, 2, and all these. You get 5 marks for this diagram. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 marks for the whole question. Question number 7. So this is about number patterns. So we need to find out total or the nth term. So let's do that. The flower pots of a garden are arranged by keeping 8 pots in the first row. So we'll write down 8 first row, 11 pots in the second row, 14 pots in the third row, etc., such that 20 rows were arranged. So altogether 20 rows are there. So, then it says 250 was spent to make a flower pot. One flower pot, 250 rupees. Show that the owner of the flower shop has to spend more than 180,000 rupees to make all flower pots with reason. So here first you have to find out the total number of flower pots for 20 rows. So that means Sn. What's the first term? 8. And this is arithmetic progression. The difference is 11 minus 8, 3. Always the difference is the same. So how you find out Sn? N over 2, either A plus L or the other formula. We don't know the last term, 20th term. So we'll use the other one, 2 times A plus N minus 1D. So N is 20. We need total pots for 20 rows. 20 divided by 2. 2 times 8 plus 20 minus 1, that's 19 into 3. So you get 10 here. 2 times 8, 16 plus 19 times 3. 3 times 9, 27. 3 times 1, 3 plus 2, 5. So 10 into 73. So 730 pots are there. So what's the total amount? So show that the owner of the flower shop has to spend more than 180,000. So total cost, 1 pot 250 rupees, and for 730 pots we have to find out, multiply. So multiplication, 2 zeros, and 25 times 73, 20 and 5, 6 and 14, 5 times 3, 15, 5 times 7, 35 plus 1, 36. 1825, 18,000. What's the value? This is 182,500 rupees. So that's more than 180,000. So this value 182,500 is more than 180,000. So the comment is true. Comment or statement is true. Because the owner said he needs more than 180,000 rupees. How many marks for this one? So you are getting 7 marks for that. 7 marks. So we'll divide 7 marks here. So identify A and D, 1 mark, and applying S20, 1 mark, and here proper value substitution, 1 mark. So 3, 4 for the final value, and total cost 6, and final statement, 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we can give another 1 mark for checking whether the statement is true. 7 marks altogether. Part 2. If another row must be kept flower pots, find the number of flower pots we'll need for it. So that means 21st row. So you need to find out now. 20 rows already filled. So the last one is 21st row. So that means if we can find out the number of pots for 21st term, that's the answer. So we know first row to 20 rows. So T 21, 21st term. A is 8. Is that 8? Yes. 8 plus n minus 1. 21 minus 1 is 20. D is 3. So 8 plus 60. According to Bodmer's multiplication first. 60 plus 8, 68. So need 68 flower pots for the 21st row. 3 marks for that. Question number 8, that's construction question. So you can use the ruler and the pair of compasses. So let's do this. Construct the triangle ABC such that AB is 8, BAC 45 and AC 6. So how you do that? You can draw a line segment first and then take the ruler and the compass. 8 centimeters, AB is 8. So measure 8 centimeters now. So we'll measure 8 centimeters. So you keep on the line segment and we'll mark 8 centimeter length first. And then so AB 8 centimeters. Then BAC. This is 45 degrees. You have to construct 45. First draw 90-degree angle, perpendicular, and bisect the perpendicular. So we'll do that now. We'll take a smaller length because otherwise we have to extend the line. So I'll take a smaller length. Here and here. Now I can take a longer length. Somewhere here. Here. Now we'll draw the 90 degree with a broken line because you don't need that. So this is 90. Now we have to bisect 90 degree angle to get 45. We can draw an angle here. We can draw here and bisect the angle. I'll take a longer distance. And then keep it here and draw the other arc. Now we can Draw the continuous line now because this is 45 degrees. We need that. So 45 here. Then AC is 6 centimeters. So you have to take the compass and now measure 6 centimeter length. That's AC. So you keep on top of A and mark the point C. So this one. This is C. Now you can connect B and C and complete the triangle. That's ABC. Construct a parallel line to AB through C. How you construct a parallel line? You can use parallelogram method or copy the angle. So I'll use parallelogram method. So how you use parallelogram method? Opposite sides are equal. So this length is same as the length from here. So we are trying to complete a parallelogram. And this length, AC length, should be equal to other one. So this length should be equal to the length here. So we are trying to completing the parallelogram. Now you can connect C point and that. That's the parallel line. So you can mark this is the two parallel lines AB and a line passes through C. Construct the locus of the point moving at an equal distance from point B and C. That means equidistance to 2 points, perpendicular bisector you have to draw. So how you do that? B and C, perpendicular bisector. So let's do that. So you have to take the compass, take any distance, draw the arc here and arc to this side. Take the point B and draw this one and this one. So now we have the intersecting point. So that means here to here we have to draw the perpendicular bisector of BC. That's the third part. Name the intersected point of construction lines of part 2 and part 3 as D. So the parallel line and the perpendicular bisector, so this is D. This point is D. Complete the quadrilateral ABDC. ABDC. So here we have to connect B and D. And write down the name of it. So one pair of parallel lines are there. So that's a trapezium. You can write that's a trapezium. So how many marks for that? So we completed the whole construction part. So we'll give marks now. So 1 mark for AB, 1 mark for 45 degrees, 1 mark for measuring AC length. That's 3. Then connecting the 2 points BC, 1 mark. So 4 marks for completing the triangle. Then construct a parallel line AB through C. You get 2 marks. And then equal distance. The perpendicular bisector, 1 mark. And marking intersecting point D, 1 mark. And completing the quadrilateral 1 mark, and writing down the name 1 mark. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 marks for that question. Question number 9, this is about circle theorems and you have to find out angles there. Let's do that. Write down the magnitude of AED and write down the theorem used. O is the center. AED. So I'll connect D. What's that? AD is the diameter. So this angle is 90 degrees. Semicircle angles are 90 degrees. So you can write AED angle is 90 degrees and that's semicircle angles are 90 degrees. That's the theorem we used. Name equal angle for OBE. OBE, this angle. Now see, OBE and OE both are equal. So radii. OB equals OE, radii. So that means this angle, this is an isosceles triangle, this angle is equal to this one. OEB. OEB is same as OBE. Isosceles triangle. So how many marks for that? So you are getting 3 marks and 1 mark for this one. 1 mark and 3 marks there. And let's take the next one. Part 3. If AOB is 110. AOB. So look at the diagram. AOB is 110. Find the magnitude of OBD. OBD. This angle. Now we know these lengths are equal. All these are radii. And this is 110 means this angle is half of that because this is the angle subtended at the center. This is angle subtended on the circumference. So that's ADB. Angle is 110 divided by 2 is 55 degrees because angle subtended on the circumference. That's 55. If this is 55, this is also 55 because OB and OD are equal because of radii. So you can write OBD angle is also 55. If AEO, this angle is 35, find the magnitude of DBE, DBE, this angle, DBE angle. So how can we find out? This is 35 means this is 35 because isosceles triangle. Now see, this angle and this angle, same segment angle. So this is 35. So we can write DBE angle is equal to EAD angle, same segment angles. And we know that this angle, EAD angle, is 35 degrees because of isosceles triangle. So we can easily find out DBE angle, that's also 35. So that's the fourth part. What's the last part? Find the magnitude of OBE. OBE, the small angle. So that's easy, 55 and 35 difference. So what is OBE? Full angle is 55 and the smaller one is 35. So subtract, you get 20 degrees. So let's see how many marks for each part. So this is question number 9. 2 marks for 55 and 35, 2 marks. And this is 2 marks, 20. So 2, 2, 2, 6 and 4, 10 marks for that question. So let's do the next one, question number 10. So this is about volume. A cylindrical vessel of radius 14 centimeter and height 40 centimeter was filled half exactly. So how do you draw that? Better to draw the diagram. Half filled exactly. So 14 centimeters is the radius and the whole thing is 40 but halfway. So filled 20 centimeters height of water. Find the volume of water. So what's the formula? Pi r squared h. So volume of water is pi 22 over 7 r squared 14 into 14 into h. H you have to take 20. 7 times 2. Then 2 times 14, 28. 28 times 20, 560 into 22. So that means again multiply by 2 here. 2 times 6, 12. 2 times 5, 10 plus 1, 11. It's easy to multiply by 11. So what you do, separate first digit and last digit and just add it. 2, 3, 2. So 12,320 cubic centimeters. Let's see how many marks. 320, 3 marks for that. Few solid identical glass prisms of area of the cross section 280 square centimeters and height 11 centimeters were immersed slowly. Find the volume of a solid glass prism. So how you find out the volume? Cross sectional area into length or height. So volume of the prism 280 cross sectional area into 11. Again multiply by 11. 2 and 0 separate it and then add it. And this becomes 3. 3080 cubic centimeters. So that's for volume of one prism. Find the height of the water level raised when a prism was immersed. One prism immersed. So this volume of prism should be equal to the amount of water increased, the height increased with the volume. So you have to find out pi r squared h. Pi 22 over 7, r squared 14 into 14. We don't know the increased amount of water h. So what's h? 3080 multiplied by 7 divide by 2, 22, 14 and 14. 7 times 2, then you get, can we divide by 7? So see, 7 times 4, 28. So can divide by 7. 7 times 2, 7 times 4, 28. For 28 again, 7 times 4, 440. 22 times, here 244, this is 10. Then 2 times this 10, you get 5 centimeters. So the increased amount of water level is just 5 centimeters when you immerse one prism. Let's see marks. 3080, 2 marks. 5 centimeter, 3 marks. Part 3. Find the maximum number of solid glass prisms that can be immersed in the cylinder without overflowing the water. So that means maximum height increased is 40, up to 40 now. That's the full height. So here, what's the volume of? So we know from one prism 5 centimeters. So up to 40. So how many prisms? Easily you can find number of prisms is equal to 40 is the maximum height, each one 5. No, not the maximum 40, already 20 centimeter filled with water. So maximum you can go up to another 20. So let's see. So 20 already filled. So another 20. So maximum is 20. So you divide 20 by 5. So 4 prisms you can immerse. Then the water level goes up to 40 centimeters. So what's that? You get 2 marks for that. So 2, 3, 5, 7 and 3, 10 marks for the whole question. Question number 11, this is about proofs. So you have to prove that the straight lines AC, BD and PQ are intersected at one point. So we'll mark the information first and see how we can prove that. In the parallelogram ABCD. So it's a parallelogram. So that means you can say these two lines are parallel. Opposite sides are parallel. This one is parallel to this one. The points PQ lie such that AP is parallel to QC. So this one parallel to this one. And BP this way. So I'll put 4 lines here, 4 arrows, is parallel to QD. And BAP angle is equal to DCQ angles. And then prove that the straight lines AC, BD, those are diagonals. Diagonals intersect at one point and PQ also intersect. You have to show that PQ also intersect with that. So we'll draw that one later. Now we'll see how we can prove. So if we can show that these two triangles are congruent, we can say PCQA is a parallelogram. So opposite sides are equal and parallel, that's a parallelogram. Then in that parallelogram, PQ is the diagonal and AC is the other diagonal. So definitely it should pass through this point because AC is one diagonal for the other parallelogram. So we'll try to do that. Take ABP triangle and CQD triangle. What you know? We know these two lengths are equal, opposite sides of a parallelogram. AB equals CD. And also we know PAB angle is equal to CQD angle. It's given. And we need to see another angle that is equal. Then we can say angle side. The two triangles are congruent. Look at carefully. ABCD is a parallelogram and this angle is equal to this angle. Alternate angles are equal. And also look at this one. These two lengths are parallel. So this angle and this angle both are equal. Then when you subtract, this is also equal to this one. So we can say that now. So we can say CDB angle is equal to ABD angle, alternate angles. Then QDB angle is equal to DBP. That's also alternate angles because PB and QD parallel. PB and QD parallel. Because of that, that's also equal. Then when you subtract 1 and 2, minus 2. So the bigger angle minus the smaller one, you get CDQ. CDQ angle is same as ABP angle. So you can use that. So ABP angle is equal to CDQ. So the two triangles are congruent then. ABP triangle is congruent to CQD triangle because of angle side. Now we found out the two triangles are congruent. We can say AP is equal to CQ. AP equals CQ. That means corresponding elements of congruent triangles. Corresponding elements of congruent triangle. Then we know AP is parallel to QC as well. AP is parallel to CQ. It's given. Opposite side is parallel and equal. That means a parallelogram. So pair of opposite sides equal and parallel. AP CQ is a parallelogram. AP CQ is a parallelogram. Pair of opposite sides equal and parallel. So that's this one. Then what can you say? If it's a parallelogram, PQ. So I'll show you that with another color. AP, PCC. This one. Now see, this is a parallelogram. When you draw, these are the two diagonals. Now see, this should pass through this point. So all are passing through the same point. So we can say PQ is the diagonal, PQ, AC are the diagonals. PQ and AC diagonals intersect at one point. And also we know that when you take the bigger parallelogram, BD and AC are diagonals there. BD and AC. BD and AC diagonals intersect at one point. Now see, the common one is AC. So that means that's the same point. AC is common for both. Therefore, you can say PQ. And what are the lines you need to show? PQ, AC, BD. AC, BD lines intersect at one point, because those are diagonals of the two parallelograms. So how many marks? 10 marks altogether. We'll see how we can separate those marks. So we can give 3 marks for showing these two triangles are congruent, and then we can give corresponding elements are equal and parallel. So this is 2 marks, and pair of opposite sides are equal and parallel. That's a parallelogram. 2 marks. And here we have to give 2 marks for that also. 2 there. And then 3, 2, 5, 7. This one 2 parallelograms. And then finally mentioning that these are diagonals intersect at the same point 2. So 2, 2, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, this is 1 mark. So we'll give 1 mark for that. 1 mark. Now see whether you get 10 marks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 marks for the whole question. Let's do question number 12. So question number 12 is about Venn diagrams. The following information shows the types of plants which were bought by 50 groups of persons who participated for a trip when a flower shop was observed. While 20 persons bought orchid plants, 8 of them bought fruit plants. 10 persons did not buy any plants from that plants. Draw a Venn diagram to depict the above information. So we'll do the diagram. So you can take a rectangle first. And you need 2 circles. What are the 2 circles? Orchid plants. One is orchid plants. Those who bought orchid plants, and the other one is those who bought fruit plants. Then it says altogether 50 in the group. 20 persons bought orchid plants. So that's 20 here. 8 of them bought fruit plants. Out of that, 8 of them bought fruit plants. 10 persons did not buy any plants from that. That means outside the two circles, that's 10. Draw a Venn diagram. So that means here 20 minus 8 is 12. And what is this part? Total is 50. So 20, 30, and this should be 20. See, this whole circle is 20 and this is 30. Another 20 you need. So that's the diagram. How many persons bought only fruit plants? Only fruit plants, that's part 2, only 20. So that means outside the orchid plant circle. Then the third one, shade the region relevant to the person who bought only one type of plant. So one type of plant, you can either take this side or this side. So we can shade it. I'll take this color and you have to shade this part, that's only orchid, and this part only fruit plants. So those are the two parts you have to shade. So how many marks for that one? You are getting 4 marks for writing all these values properly on the Venn diagram, and for 20 that's 1 mark, and for shading you get 2 marks. 4, 2, 6, 7 marks already given. Then the next one, part B. Later, while all the persons who bought orchid plants bought fruit plants, 4 persons who did not buy any type of fruit or flower plants bought fruit plants. Draw another Venn diagram to represent the above changes and write all the elements in all regions. So now we have to draw another new diagram. So what's the change? All the persons who bought orchid plants bought fruit plants. So that's a subset of that. So that means you have to draw a big circle and a small circle inside. 50 is not changing, altogether 50. Now see what are the changes. So here, which one is this circle, smaller one? It says all the person who bought orchid plants bought fruit plants as well. So that means this circle should be the orchid. Orchid plants. And this is the fruit plants. Now, how many bought orchid plants? According to this one, that's 20. So that means this is 20. That's not changing. Then 4 persons who did not buy any type of fruit or flower plants bought fruit plants now. So earlier it was 10. Now 4 persons moved. So this becomes 6. So 4 persons goes here. So 50, 20, 30. 30 minus 6, this should be 24. Earlier 20, 4 persons moved here. So this is the final diagram. So how many marks for that? You are getting 3 marks. So we gave before 2, 3, 7 marks, and then these 3, 10 marks for that. So this is the last question in paper 2. Make sure that you do all questions and then watch my video to check your answers.